In boxing, fear is often the first sign that a fighter is doing something right. Speed can impress people. Power can excite them. But when a young fighter combines both with confidence far beyond his years, the entire boxing world begins to pay attention. Right now, one name is doing exactly that. At just 19 years old, Curmel Moton has already become one of the most talked about young fighters in the sport. Explosive speed, sharp combinations, knockout power in both hands. Some say he punches like Gervonta Davis. Others say he thinks inside the ring like Floyd Mayweather Jr. But Curmel Moton isn't interested in being compared to anyone. He's focused on building a name of his own. This is the rise of Curmel Moton. Born on June 4, 2006, in Salt Lake City, Utah, Moton's journey into boxing began at a very young age. His father first introduced him to the sport when he was just 6 years old. At that age, boxing was simply another activity, another way for a kid to stay active and disciplined. But it didn't take long before people began noticing something different. The young boy moved faster than most kids his age. His reflexes were sharp. His instincts inside the ring came naturally. Soon, his talent brought him to one of the most famous boxing gyms in the world, the Mayweather Boxing Club in Las Vegas. For a young fighter, that environment was like stepping into boxing royalty. World champions trained there, elite professionals sharpened their skills there, and at the center of it all was one of the greatest fighters in boxing history, Floyd Mayweather Jr. When Moton was only 9 years old, he began receiving guidance from Floyd Mayweather Sr. Training sessions on the mitts quickly revealed something special. The coaches saw potential, real potential. Recognizing the opportunity in front of them, Moton's family made a life-changing decision. They relocated to Las Vegas so he could train full-time at the Mayweather gym. For most kids, childhood is filled with games, vacations, and free time. For Moton, it was filled with training. Early mornings in the gym, long hours learning technique, sparring with older fighters who pushed him to improve. Those sacrifices shaped him into the fighter he was becoming, and the results began showing quickly. As an amateur, Moton built an incredible record. He captured 18 national championships, establishing himself as one of the most accomplished young amateurs in the United States. Inside the Mayweather gym, he also had opportunities that most young fighters could only dream about. He watched champions train. He learned by observing professionals who had already reached the top. Sometimes he even shared the ring with them. Training alongside fighters like Shakur Stevenson gave him valuable experience. The pace was faster, the skill level higher. But Moton adapted quickly. As his reputation grew, comparisons started appearing. Some fans said his explosive style reminded them of Gervonta Davis. Others pointed out the technical discipline he displayed, something often associated with Floyd Mayweather's influence. At first, Moton appreciated the compliments, but as time went on, he made something clear. He didn't want to be anyone's version 2. He wanted to be the first Curmel Moton. In 2023, at just 17 years old, he made the decision to turn professional. His debut came in Las Vegas on a major boxing card headlined by Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo. The moment was huge, a teenager stepping onto a massive stage with the attention of the boxing world watching closely. But when the bell rang, Moton showed no signs of nerves. From the opening seconds, he attacked with speed and confidence, throwing combinations that quickly overwhelmed his opponent. Before long, the fight was over. His professional career had begun with a statement victory. Only 2 months later, he stepped back into the ring again. The transition from amateur boxing to professional ranks can be difficult for many fighters. The pace is different, the rounds are longer, the opponents are stronger. But Moton seemed comfortable right away. He even admitted that he enjoyed professional boxing more than the amateur system. The atmosphere, the excitement, the opportunity to showcase his power. Everything about it suited his style. Soon, he found himself facing a young, undefeated prospect named Anthony Cuba on another major card. This time, the fight was expected to test him, and it did. Cuba proved durable and determined, refusing to back down from Moton's pressure. The two fighters exchanged heavy shots throughout the fight, creating an entertaining battle for the fans. Even when Cuba landed solid punches, Moton remained calm. His speed, accuracy, and ring awareness slowly took control of the fight. After 8 hard rounds, the judges awarded Moton a clear decision victory. It was an important moment, not just because he won, but because he showed he could handle adversity inside the ring. As his career progressed, Moton continued fighting regularly, appearing on major boxing events and gaining valuable experience. Each fight showcased something new: lightning-fast hand speed, sharp counterpunching, and a growing ability to control opponents with intelligent pressure. One fight in particular ended in dramatic fashion when Moton landed a devastating body shot that instantly ended the contest. Moments like that began spreading across social media. Highlights, knockouts, clips of his explosive combinations. The boxing world was beginning to take notice. Even Floyd Mayweather himself openly praised Moton, calling him one of the brightest young prospects in the sport. High praise from a fighter who understands greatness better than almost anyone. Still, Moton remained focused. He understood that hype alone means nothing in boxing. Every new opponent brings a new challenge. Every fight is another step on a long road toward championship glory. At 19 years old, Moton is still only at the beginning of his journey, but his talent is undeniable. His speed is elite, his power is real, and perhaps most importantly, he has the mentorship and experience of one of boxing's greatest champions guiding his career. For now, the question isn't whether Curmel Moton is talented. The question is how far he can go. Will he become a world champion? Will he become the next superstar of the sport? Only time will answer those questions. But one thing is already clear. Curmel Moton is no longer just a young prospect. He's a rising force in boxing, and his story is only getting started.